Hey there, welcome to another episode of the Gaming Grotto. You all know me. I'm Anastasia, and today I'm gonna take a look at Bioshock Infinite. First off, let's talk about the game's appearance, the graphics and such. As you can see for yourself, the graphics in this game are good. They're what you expect from a console this day and age. They're bright, they're colorful, they have that vintage rustic feel to give you a sense that you're in the past in this time period. The graphics in this game aren't mind-blowing or anything, but they're what you'd expect. I will say, to the game's benefit, that it is very visually pleasing when Elizabeth in battle mode will open up a tear and bring in guns, she'll bring in blockades, she'll bring in any kind of things you need, and you can see that it's grainy, it's black and white, it doesn't belong in this world, and you can tell the difference when she's bringing stuff in as opposed to things that are already in the world, that are from this reality. When Elizabeth opens up a really big tear, it starts off grayscale, but then the colors start bleeding into the normal color scheme of Bioshock Infinite, and the transition works really well when she literally brings you into a whole nother world, and that is the new reality. I just have to say, on a final note of presentation, as a girl who grew up in a strong Catholic background, I love the presence of the devil used in all the videos on how the vigors work. It just warms a Christian's heart to see such imagery used. With that being said, let's move to our next category, gameplay. The controls in this game might feel a little bit funny because they have a non-traditional type of format, but it can easily be remedied if you go into your control configuration and make it so the retro style, so the L and R1 bumpers are the aiming, where the triggers are actually what shoots. While the beginning of this game is relatively linear, as you progress in the story, it ends up being more and more open world. There's more and more to explore, and sometimes you want to backtrack or go check out this thing, and you'll have a giant map to navigate. Going along the lines of navigation, I have to mention that the skyhooks in this game are very important, and they're a big aspect of the game, and they work really great for combat, getting to where you need to go, taking shortcuts. All the controls in there work really great. Now here I'm going to take a moment to mention the combat. As I already mentioned about Elizabeth bringing in supplies from other realities, the combat in this is pretty awesome. I think melee is probably the best thing in it. About the hooks, you can just push in people's face, and it's just awesome. Keep in mind that Bioshock Infinite only has 2 weapon slots. You can only carry 2 weapons, and if you're like me, like I spent the whole game with my shotgun RPG, and I fully upgraded them, but because I fully upgraded them, any other weapons that I had automatically didn't have the upgrade, so they wouldn't be as good, so I didn't use any other weapons other than those 2. What you'd have to do to get full usage out of all the weapons would be, when you have a weapon upgrade station, you'd have to upgrade all the weapons in the category, and there's a lot. And sometimes you may not even find those weapons, so you might feel like you're wasting money upgrading a weapon you may never find. But this is the only way. When you want to switch weapons like that, you're going to get just as good a weapon as you already had, or just as good as your main weapon. One of the last things I want to talk about, and gameplay-wise, is the AI. And oh my god, please let all other games make AIs just like this. Because the AI in this game is freaking amazing, and I'm talking more specifically for Elizabeth. The way they make her AI is freaking fantastic. I mean, if you just count how many times she's, just when you're walking around and you're scavenging, standing around, she has bajillion, I would say 15 or so different sitting positions, standing positions, investigating. She doesn't just bump around like an NPC. She interacts with the environment. She'll actually lay on a chair or couch, or she'll hover over something in a museum and look at it. She'll comment on little items, and it's not like a scripted dialogue event because you may not get it if you're not in that room. It's really amazing, and not once did she freaking stand in the way of a narrow hallway and block me, and I had to like smack a freaking AI to get the heck out of the way, which is with most AIs. And she's actually really useful. She finds like money and stuff, and in the heat of the battle, sometimes she'll give you your ammo, which you don't think, oh, I have an RPG. How often am I gonna get RPG ammo? Well, you know what? She gives it to you. She happens to find it. I don't know where she's getting it from. She's putting all this freaking money and ammo and help and whatever out of her ass. I don't know, but she's really helpful, and you don't have to worry about her health or anything. And the AI in this game is just freaking great, and I hope others just do AI just like this. Now I have to talk about it because it's probably the best part of this game, the story. Now I'm not going to give any spoilers, don't worry, I'm not going to do that, but I want to give you a feeling of what the story is like. How do I illustrate this? Imagine like a mind fuck, like a literal mind fuck, like you have like a giant cock and it's fucking your brain, like in and out, like, and screws your brain all up, and then when it comes out, your brain is, I don't know what's going on. That's kind of how this story is. It's mind fuck. It's holy shit. What the fuck? It's not to say it's confusing and it doesn't make sense, because it does. But it's just so, like, the story's amazing, but it's just so intense and so much is going on that, like, sometimes, like, I took a day off from playing Bioshock and I forgot what happened the last time when I came back on. I only stopped playing it for like a day because there's a lot of stuff going on and pretty fast, and it keeps you on your toes, and you might have to backtrack a while to find out or remember what's going on. I mean, for me, it was just, I have to stop. Okay, we're stopped. No, we're not looting. We're not scavenging. I had to stop and like think, okay, what did I do last? Where's the story at? And I'm like, why am I doing this again? Okay. This big overlapping arc, and maybe if you play it like straight through with little breaks, like, or no breaks, you'll get through it fine. But I found it like a tad bit, like, not confusing, but like I had to take breaks from it and step back and be like, whoa, okay, I'm gonna take a break here. That was just heavy. That was a lot of stuff you just dropped on me. So I need to take a minute. But the story is really, it's just really crazy and awesome and intense, and it's just, like I said, it's mindfuck. Like, well, that pretty much sums up my thoughts on Bioshock Infinite. I didn't really intend for the video to get this long, but I guess I had a lot to say about it. So, it's a pretty good game. Graphics are good. The way they arrange them is visually pleasing. The gameplay is solid. Combat solid. It's just, the story isn't just intense and, mind blown. Freaking amazing journey you go on. This game is friggin' awesome, and even if you didn't like previous Bioshocks, or if you did but you're not sure about this one, it's amazing. It's on its own. It stands very well. It has great characters, great story, great solid gameplay. It's pretty awesome. The AI is freaking amazing. So try to check this out today. An official score, I'm going to give this 9 out of 10. Woo! Epic win. Yeah! Thanks for watching another episode of the Gaming Grotto. I'm Anastasia, and I hope to see you next time. Laters!